Hello and welcome. I have quite the flow for you today. We're going to flow like water, flowing like we are in water, a lot of swimming like yoga moves. But also I want to focus on the idea of being like water, soft but also powerful. So let's focus on ways that we can be soft yet powerful in our yoga and daily life. Let's get started. Find your way into a comfortable seated position. Today, I feel like sitting hips over heels with my knees forward, but you can also find a comfortable cross-legged position as well. I want to start by just warming up the arms. Sweep the arms up as we breathe in, and as we exhale, dive the arms down in a big swan dive. A couple more like that. Inhale, float the arms up, and exhale, dive them down. One more. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, take a big dive with the arms down. You can reach the arms back behind you, puff the chest forward, and then curl in, round the back, sort of like a cat-cow motion. Bring your chest forward, arms back, look up, and then add a curve in the spine. Arms come forward, slightly tuck the chin. This is sort of like cat pose with our back. Inhale forward. This is like cow pose. Your arms can come back. If you're cross-legged, you can place your hands on your knees. Exhale, belly button to spine. Tuck the chin. Inhale, gaze up as you bring your arms back, chest forward. One more time. Curve in the spine. Hands come forward. Tuck the chin. Inhale, look up as you puff your chest up forward. Good. Now this time we're going to do sort of a backstroke arms. Hands come forward, and then just take one arm back. Big range of motion here. So simple, but really a nice stretch and a nice way to warm up the arm and the shoulder. You can look over, follow the arm. You'll see the swimming theme already. Just finding some nice fluid motions with the arms. Good. One more time each side. And this time we're going to take our breaststroke. Reach forward, and then arms come out as the chest comes up, and bring the arms up by your ears. Hands come forward. Take a breaststroke, and then back. Arms come back and around. Come back up. A couple more times so we can get the motion down. Arms come forward. Breaststroke around and through back to the front. And lift the arms up by the ears. Arms come back forward. Swing them around. Big breaststroke back and back to the front. Inhale, lift up. Last time, arms come forward. Open them up in a big breaststroke. Chest puffs through. Arms are back, and bring those arms back through to the front and up. We're going to keep the arms up by the ears and just take a nice gentle side bend. So take that right arm down, find the mat, and then the other arm comes up and over your ear, finding a nice side bend and back up. Left arm comes down to the mat, right arm comes up over to the opposite side. Good. Now we'll transition to tabletop position, neutral spine, shoulders over wrists, hips over heels, and then pressing our heels back over our ankles into child's pose. If you want to add the ripple, think of a wave coming from the bottom of your spine by your hip all the way up to your neck. So that wave will lift the hips, create a rounding in the spine as you bring your weight forward, rounding up until we get to a table, and then press your hips back. So lift the hips, round the spine, and then you can drop the belly as you get to tabletop. You can also think about this as cat-cow in motion. So looking up, belly down, press back, and then round the spine as you come up to table. Inhale, drop the belly, look up as you press back to child's pose. Just allowing your breath and your motions sync up, moving fluidly, flowing from one position to the next, knowing that this is a flow, so we don't have an end destination. Really enjoy each movement. Should feel really good in the body. One more time. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, press the hips back, forehead comes down, and then add a curve in the spine as you exhale and return to neutral spine. We'll just thread the needle before finding down dog. So inhale the right arm up, open up the chest, breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring that right arm behind the left, right shoulder and ear, find the mat, enjoying this stretch, using that left hand into the mat as sort of a lever to control the intensity of the stretch, staying fluid and moving to find the spot where it feels good in your body today. Good. And release that. Right hand comes back down to the mat. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And exhale, thread that left arm behind the right as you open your chest up to the right, pressing into that right hand to control the intensity of the stretch. Breathing here. Deep breath in, full breath out. And then return to tabletop, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up, finding the first downward facing dog of class. So think about energetically pressing your heels into the mat, pressing through all 10 fingers, strong arms, hips tilt slightly up, long spine. So we'll warm up by just relieving the tension in the neck. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. Option to bend one knee and then the other, or sway the hips side to side. I like to do both at the same time. Or you can just focus on the knees, really just finding that fluid motion that helps you settle into your downward facing dog, knowing that we will be back in down dog throughout our practice, and child's pose is always an option for you. Now we're going to flow forward to plank and back to down dog a couple times. Inhale, come forward, long spine, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, press back down dog. Once again, inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, press back down dog. This time, option to ripple forward with your spine. So ripple, create a rounding in the spine as you open up and find a long spine in plank. Ripple forward. Body is like a wave. Press back, down dog. Option to come up on your heels if it feels good. And ripple forward into plank. Press back, down dog. One more time. Ripple that spine forward, plank, and press back, down dog. Deep breath in and let it go. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Feet come between the hands. First forward fold of class, so we'll hold here. Give yourself the chance to maybe pedal out your knees and forward fold, or option to take ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows and swaying side to side, really remembering to stay fluid. On an inhale, we'll take a halfway lift, long spine, eyes come slightly forward, hands come to the shin, look forward. Exhale, fold forward. On an inhale, arms sweep up by the ears. And exhale, hands come to prayer and heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring those shoulders up and back. And just take a moment to feel grounded in this strong mountain pose. Tapping into today's theme. Soft yet powerful. Moving through yoga and life like water. On a deep breath in, bring the arms up to frame the ears. And take a big dive forward on an exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Step back to high plank. Running through our vinyasa, drop your knees down to the mat, modified vinyasa to start. Release the toes and lower down all the way to the mat, keeping the elbows hugged into the body. Chin rests on the mat. On an inhale, take a baby cobra, lift the shoulders, lift the gaze, lifting the chest off the mat. And release, tuck the toes and come up onto your knees, press back, down dog. That modified vinyasa is always available to you. You can also skip the vinyasa and come straight to down dog. Deep breath in, exhale, step or option to hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, biceps by the ears. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Inhale, biceps by the ears, heaving things up. Fold forward, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms meet the mat. Step or hop back to a high plank. Full vinyasa. Inhale, shift forward onto your toes. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more time through our sun salutation. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms sweep up by the ears. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and flow of your choice. Lower down chaturanga or all the way up dog or cobra. And everyone meet downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths before we move on. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Tapping into our power, but remembering to stay soft. Look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time, sink your hips low. Arms come up, chair pose. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sink the hips. One more time. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sink the hips. You're going to feel your thighs on fire. Take the arms forward. Hips stay low. Arms come around and then back through forward. 1, 2, breaststroke, arms around and through. 3, breaststroke, arms around and through. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back, plank. Lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale your right leg up high, 3-legged dog. You can keep that hip down or open it up. You can find some nice movement in the hip if you like, or you can bend the knee and really open that hip up. Option to create circles, finding whatever makes you feel free, allows you to release that tension that you might be holding on to today. Deep breath in. Exhale, step that foot through between the hands. Back heel stays up, rising up to a high crescent lunge. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. So keeping that bend in the front knee. Back heel is strong and lifted off the mat. One more time with those breaststroke arms. Hands come forward to 90 degrees. Torso comes forward. Arms come around and through. 1, around and through. 2, around and through. 3. Inhale, back up to high crescent. Exhale, hands come down. Step back. You can find down dog or come through your flow. Yogi's choice, transitioning back to down dog before we find the left side. Inhale, lift the left toes up. Couple breaths here to find the movement that feels good, to open the hips. and add some movement, loosening up that hip joint, relieving the tension you may be holding on to, and just finding a movement that feels good. Inhale to lift that leg. Exhale to step it through between the hands. Inhale, rise up, strong crescent lunge, deep bend in the front knee, back heel off the mat. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, settling into high crescent. Hands come down to 90. Chest comes forward, preparing for 3 breaststrokes. Open and through, 1. Arms come open and through, 2. Arms come open and through, 3. Inhale, lift back up crescent. Exhale, plant the hands and find your way to down dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Moving on to our warrior 2 flow. From breaststroke, we're going to move on to a little bit of a backstroke. So this time we'll go through slowly before we repeat this flow a little quicker. So find 3-legged dog, right side. Inhale to lift tall. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, nose to knee. Lift it up. Exhale, drop the knee down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, drop the knee down. Inhale to lift. One more time, drop that knee down and lift it up. Step that foot through between the hands. This time, dial the back heel down on the mat. Open the arms all the way up to warrior 2. Shift the torso forward, flip the palm, bring that front arm up and back, reverse warrior. Back hand comes to the calf or to the upper thigh. Really think go up, lifting tall through the rib cage, and when you can't go any higher, then lean back. Breathe in here and out. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale. Coming back up through warrior 2. This time shift the torso forward and take that front elbow to the front thigh. Back arm comes up, reaching tall to the ceiling. You have a block. You can drop that right hand onto the block, opening the chest up, breathing here. And then release that back to warrior 2. One more time, reverse warrior for a breath. And exhale, hands frame the foot, step back. Option for a 3-legged vinyasa, right leg lifted. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Deep breath in, resetting. Repeating on the left side, slow before we speed it up and create a fluid flow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Drop that left knee down toward the mat. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it toward the mat. Inhale, lift it up. And drop it toward the mat. Lift it up. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And exhale, step that foot through between the hands. Dial that back heel down on the mat. And bring the arms up and over to warrior 2. Deep bend in the front knee. Shoulders up and back. Strong arms. Flip that front palm. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to go up. When you can't go up anymore, then allow your torso to go back, grabbing the upper thigh or the calf, really thinking about lengthening the left side of your body and lifting up out of the rib cage in your reverse warrior. Breathing here, keeping the bend in the front knee. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. Back up through warrior 2. Shift your torso forward, front elbow to front knee, top arm comes up, extended side angle, lifting up. Top arm can come over the ear. Option 2, keep that left elbow on the left knee or bring it down to the mat. Deep breath in deep breath out. One more deep breath in and a deep breath out. Coming back up through warrior two. And one more breath in reverse warrior. And let that side go. Three-legged vinyasa or just meet in down dog, however you choose. Chaturanga to up dog to downward facing dog. This time, we're going to add on a little bit, one breath, one movement in a fluid motion. So inhale that right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot through, this time all the way up to reverse warrior like you're doing a back stroke. Reverse warrior. And up and over to extended side angle. We're going to do this 3 times. So like a back stroke up and back, reverse warrior, and forward to extended side angle. You can even add in a little movement here if you want to go back and forth like a real backstroke. And forward extended side angle. One more time, backstroke on your way up, whatever feels good and fluid and natural in your body. It might look totally weird to you, but that's the beauty of doing yoga from the comfort of your own home. One more time, reverse warrior. And extended side angle. This time, instead of going to our vinyasa, we're just going to find a wide-legged forward fold. So turn your toes slightly inward, hands come underneath your shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your forehead toward the mat. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, lift the chest and walk forward toward the top of your mat. And right leg comes back, option for three-legged vinyasa. And find your way to down dog, yogi's choice, transition of your choice. Wash that away. Taking stock of where you're at mentally as we move to the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, step that foot through, dial the back heel down. This time we're going all the way up to reverse warrior. Up and back. And then forward to extended side angle. And then up and back to reverse warrior. Finding the flow that feels good to you. You could even create an extra swing of the arms and a little extra back bend, back stroke. A little bit untraditional, but who says we can't have a little bit of fun in yoga? So just a little backstroke here. Just flowing, playing on the mat. Losing count a little bit. This will be our last one. Last time going up and back. And then find your extended side angle. Breathing here. One more deep breath here. We're going to take that top arm down and through, finding a wide-legged forward fold. Feet come slightly pigeon-toed. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Forearms can come to the mat. Option to grab your ankles or the outsides of your feet. Another option is to clasp the hands behind your back and find a shoulder rinse, allowing those arms to straighten and come over and back toward the mat. Breathing into this. Good, and release, halfway lift. Walk the hands toward the top of the mat. step the foot back. Instead of taking a vinyasa flow, this time we are going to find plank and lower down all the way to our bellies, slowly and with control. All right, once you land here on your belly, you can take one ear to the mat. Just relax your tops of your feet on the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Just take a moment to breathe. After all that hard work, we're going to work the back a little bit. All right, head comes to center, chin on the mat, hands under shoulders. Just take a baby cobra to start. So inhale, lift the chest, start to lift the gaze, pressing through your hands, keeping elbows hugged into the body. If you can press into the hands even more and find a cobra pose, just finding the spot where you feel it, where you feel good. Deep breath in and release. I'm going to find some of those swimmer moves in the next pose. For locust pose, we're going to take a little arm variation here. Starting with the more traditional way in. Come back to center. Hands come out in front of you. On an inhale, we're going to lift our chest up and our legs up. So option to just lift chest or legs, or lift everything up. So exhale. Inhale, lift arms, legs, chest. Lift the gaze. Breathe here. Option to find that breaststroke. My table's a little bit in the way, but bringing those arms out and around. Here for a couple more, 2 more. Arms come out and around and through, out and around and through. Good, and release, let that go. We're gonna do that one more time, but just shake your hips out to release the lower back. You can also bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs, back and forth a couple times. Once again, take those arms out long. Rest your chin on the mat. Inhale, lift everything up. Option to stay here and hold. You can take the breaststroke arms once again, or you can flutter your arms and legs like a swimmer. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release. You can rest your head in your hands. And once again, shake your hips out. And windshield wiper the feet. Take a nice release. And then press up and back, child's pose. Just a little bit more work before we cool things down. All right, back up the table and then press back to plank. Now remember, you can lower your knees down to the mat if you need to, or take child's pose if you want to rest. Spine is long, and lift the right toes up off the mat and lift the left. Kind of fluttering again like we were on our bellies, but this time in plank, so it's a lot harder on our abs. And then see if you can take your right arm up and then your left arm up. Right arm, left arm. This is not my strongest suit here, so I'm going to struggle right there with you. Taking the right leg and the left leg, and then see if you can take right arm and left leg. If you're really steady and strong here, you can stay here, or we can take this with a supported knee. So right knee is on the mat, the left leg is straight, and the right arm will come up straight. So when you're ready, we're going to lift right arm, left leg, lift and lower, and switch. Left arm, right leg, lift and lower. Right arm lifts, left leg lifts, left arm, right leg. So right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Keep it up. See if we can go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now press back up to plank, and we're just going to rotate open to side plank on either side. So option to take supported side plank as we rotate and coming through table. But if you want to challenge yourself, coming up to plank, starting by opening the right arm up, sliding onto the sides of the feet, and close. Opening up the left side, side plank, and close. Option to lift the top leg up, side plank, through plank, opening up to the left side, option to lift the leg, and back. Remember, you can also take supported side plank through table. Who's sweating? I am. 2 more. You can always alternate between supported side plank and full side plank. That feels good. Just listening to your body. All right, 1 more. I know I said that was the last one. Lift up and switch. Whew, getting the whole body today. Okay, press back, child's pose. Ready to cool it down now. Taking our final downward facing dog of class, breathing in, breathing out. Find pigeon pose on the right side, 3-legged dog right. Step that foot through. Right knee comes behind the right wrist, and then the left toes come out toward the left. So adjust as you need to. The shin more parallel to the front of the mat will be more challenging on the hips, but you can always adjust. Find the position that feels best for you. You can have that knee really bent in the front. If you want to go a little easier on your hips, trying to keep the left leg straight behind you. Lift tall. If it feels good to just stay up here, you can stay here. Or if you want to fold forward, you can walk your hands out and just allow your body to melt over that bent right leg. Breathing and releasing. Really just absorbing all the work our body did for us today. Giving ourselves the chance to just let it go, to soften. Another deep and cleansing breath. Relieving the tension in our hips. And then slowly walk your hands up and rinse it out. Down dog. Feeling the difference on our hips, left and right. Lift the left toes up and bend that knee. Bring the left knee behind the left wrist. And then left toes can come back toward the opposite hip, or your toes can be more parallel toward the front of the mat, just depending on the flexibility on the hips and the intensity that you want in your body today. Just adjusting and finding where you feel this. It should feel good. So working into this pose first with our torso lifted. And then you can walk your fingers forward and slowly melt that torso over the left leg. Relaxing and letting everything go. Noticing if you're holding tension still in your face, in your forehead, or your eyebrows, your jaw. Try and release it. Unclench. Noticing the tension you might feel in your hips. Take the last 2 breaths in this pose to just breathe into your hips. Try to release where you can. And lift the chest up. Final downward facing dog of class. And then find your way to a seated position. And just take butterfly pose before we find our back. So inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the elbows into the knee creases to help bring those knees down, feeling that hip stretch. Holding onto your feet, folding forward. Good, and release. Bring those feet around and find your way down on your back. We're just going to take our feet up to the ceiling, waterfall pose. Just taking a couple breaths here in waterfall, another water-related pose, and just imagining your strong legs as the foundation for a beautiful waterfall, and imagining the water spilling down as our stress and our tension, allow it to be the water just washing everything away. Feel the cleansing sensation of this pose. So good for reducing anxiety. Keep your hands on your belly for an extra grounding sensation. If you have shoulder stand, you're welcome to take it from here. If not, just relax in waterfall pose for a couple breaths. If you want to take shoulder stand and lift your hips up, take your hands on the low back. You take your feet up to the ceiling. Hips are lifted, legs are straight up to the ceiling. Breathing here. Couple breaths. Whatever variation you like. Playing around or just moving into different positions that feel good in your body today. And if you're in waterfall, just allowing yourself to melt into this pose as you keep your feet and your legs strong. Perfect example of feeling powerful, but also fluid and soft and relaxed. When you're ready, just hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug of gratitude for working through all of these challenging poses today. And then allow your knees to fall off to the right and look off to the left side. When you're ready, bring those knees back through center and allow them to drop over to the left, looking over to the right, breathing. Bringing those knees back to center, giving yourself a final hug, and then grab outside edges of your feet to find happy baby pose. Maybe you sway side to side. Breathing here in our final pose of class. And then bring your feet up through waterfall one more time, palms face down. As you slowly, with control, allow your feet to drop all the way down, your legs to drop all the way down. And then your feet fall off to the side, palms face up, relaxing, melting your body into the mat. Just taking this final minute of class to breathe, scanning the body to focus on unclenching, releasing, noticing if you're curling your eyebrows or holding tension in your forehead, your jaw, Melt your shoulders into the mat. Allow the ground beneath you to support your shoulders, your hands, your hips, calves, and feet. Allow the tension to just release off your feet, your toes, your fingers, even your ears. Lower them. As we close out this practice, just acknowledge that we can't control the waves that are happening in our life, but we can learn to soften into them and to find our own power as we face whatever life brings us. Slowly find some movement and press yourself up to a seated position. Cross-legged in the center of your mat. And together we'll just take one deep breath, floating the arms up, and then bringing the hands together and down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for this flow. I hope you can bring this energy that we cultivated to the rest of your day. Thank you.